Hello guys, welcome to another weekly session with me, Pierre from PAFX. I hope that you all had a great trading week last week and looking forward to do these forecasts for next week. I think we have a lots of very nice looking opportunity ahead of us for the next trading week. I will just tell all of you that I do still have about 4 seats left for my next course and mentoring program. And as you see in the picture in front of you, you can send me an email to info@pafx.com and I will send you all the information needed if you like to join the next batch that gonna start in maybe the first week of February. As usual, I want you guys to read the disclaimer and be aware about the risk involved in the Forex trading, and that you have to see this session as educational only, and it is only the way I see the market and the way I'm gonna trade it. So it's not a signal in any way. So next week we do have a major week for the US dollar, since we do have the FOMC and we do have the NFP on Friday, and as you see, we start the week on Tuesday with some consumer confidence for the USA. For sterling we have Carney speaks. Wednesday we do have CPI for the Aussie. We do have President Donald Trump gonna have a speech as well. FOMC, crude oil inventory for the USD. For the CAD we do have the GDP month on month. And Thursday, manufacturing PMI for the sterling and ISM manufacturing PMI for the USD, and of course Friday gonna be the big day where we do have the NFP. So keep an eye on your calendar and look for those news before taking any trades. And if we put on the medium impact news, you see that we do have a lot of that already starting on Monday on many other currency pairs. But as usual, I used to look at the major impact news, but of course I do take a look also on the medium impact as well. So yeah, welcome to all of you, and please, if you did not hit the like button yet, do that. I do really appreciate it when you hit the like button, and if it is your first time in the channel, do not forget to subscribe to get you notification when I go live or when I upload a video. We start with the Dixie as usual, and I have the Dixie chart on the weekly here. Since the dollar have been going south for a long time now, and I want to show you the bigger picture. That's why we start from the weekly on this pair. And as you see guys, we did reach a good level, an important level that I think may act at least as short-term support here in this area, because if we look left here, this area here was acting as a good resistance in the past, got broken here, and now retested for the first time, and I'm looking at this level and expecting that we at least have some short-term support or a bounce from this area could be possible. But we have to wait and see what next week have to us. If we go down to the daily, you see that the Dixie did break many important level. This level here, I've been talking about it for a while now. It was the last line of defense that got broken. As you see, we got this major move here after the break of this level. We broke that, we did a retest, and then broke even this level that hold for a while, like a week or so. We did trade this level here, but then last week it got broken, retested, and now the price did touch this important level that I was talking about in my yearly weekly overview, and we got a nice bounce here on Thursday, but that was not enough because the pair did another test, the Dixie did another test down and bounced up again. So for next week we should keep an eye on this level. It is the 88.50 area, and it's gonna be an important level. And for the longer term, guys, if you look at this chart, if we really do break this level here, the next area of trouble could be down here at this level here. Let me draw this a little bit thicker so you can see it, around the 84.50. It's also an important level, and the next level is down here at the 78.50. So we do have some levels to work with, and I still think we should keep an eye at this first area here. For next week, we may see some consolidation since it is an NFP week, and usually we do have that ahead of major news. Yeah, so it is the level to keep an eye at. We may see a possible short-term bounce at least. This 4-hour candle was a major candle, a good push to the upside, and we got another retracement, and now as you see, the last 4 candles was like sideways candles. So any retest back down to this level could be an area to try to long the Dixie from. I think possible bounce back to retest this area would be good and possible. But if you follow the news, you heard last week there was lots of headlines. The most important thing was Mnuchin talking down the dollar one day. Then the day after, Trump said that he wants the dollar strong and not as Mnuchin said, and then we got a little bit bounce on the dollar. But even that Trump talking about stronger dollar did not help the dollar more than one strong bounce to the upside. So it's still having trouble. The dollar still look very heavy, and we should be very careful trading counter trend. So if you find this counter trend idea from this level a good way to go, you should know that this is a counter trend trading. But since the move seems to be extended now, and I think it is time for some correction, that's why I'm looking at this level at a possible support area. If we want to trade with the trend, I think you should be looking if the price do a retest of this level up here and try to short it from the highs up here. Yeah. Gold, we go also to the weekly to see where we are at in the bigger picture, and you see that if we draw this trend line like this, or if we draw it from here, or either way, you see that the the gold is in an uptrend. And last week was also another strong bullish week that did break above the monthly R2, break above previous highs here, but could not close the week above previous week high. I still think that gold may reach this extreme high up here around the 1375 area up here to test these highs now when it is so close to that level. If we go down to the daily, you see that there was an attempt to break above. We had actually Wednesday was a break and close above this previous high as well, and Thursday we got this inside bar, and Friday was another attempt to move higher, but it couldn't. Overall, it's still an uptrend, and one should keep following this uptrend here. We looked at this 4-hour chart, and we saw that this area here could be a possible bounce level. We got a nice short-term trade here last week, and there was no continuation higher. Yeah, so the price is now at a very high level, and I think that we should be start looking for a possible reversal here. As for now, it is still a bullish structure and no clear signs of reversal. If we see this candle here, it was a major candle to the downside. That was after Trump talked about stronger dollar, and we got this move, but it was only a possible buy level here at the 20 moving average and at this previous structure here, as you see. So it was a perfect break, retest, and a possible continuation. The gold is now back below monthly R2, and there is a possibility that we may see some correction down, but if we look left, you see that when the price on gold was at this area here, we had actually this bounce, retest, another lower low, but then we start trending higher again. Yeah, so do not see this, base your trade short on gold based only on this candle. The trend is still strong to the upside, and you should be careful. You should plan it better than one single candle scenario. We do have a lower high now on the 4-hour, but for really start talking about a reversal, we want to see this level broken here. We want to see it broken. We see another retest that make another lower high, and then the next target could be the monthly R1, and if that broken, then we can look for more. As for now, we still have only one lower high, and if you are holding a short from these areas, I think you should keep an eye on this 1344 area here, because if the gold reaches this level, we may have another bounce from here or possible consolidation ahead of the NFP next week. Yeah, to trade gold to the upside, I think I would wait to a retest of the monthly R1 down here for a possible buy. I think the price is too high to buy now for me. So the monthly R1, that would be my level to try and go long on the gold, so you have some room to the upside. Going long from here could be intraday trading if you want to trade like S1 toward R1 or something like that. But for a longer term, I think the monthly R1 would be a good level to try to long it from. If we go back to the daily and take a look on the RSI, we see that we have this major move, another push to the upside in this third wave now, and all these waves making divergence on the RSI starting from this high toward this high up here. Yeah, so the price was making higher highs while the RSI making lower highs, which is a bearish divergence, and one should keep an eye on that. Also, this could be an early signal for this possible reversal. Yeah, but to be totally sure that we may see a bigger reversal, you probably want to see this channel broken and the price close below and do a retest before continuing lower. And it look like this on the 4 hour. You want to see this broken, which means that we're gonna break also this area up here, which is an important area. Yeah, oil still in a very bullish mode. We see that we had this move, and now we got another steeper move followed by this trend line. And if we look left, you see that we now broke and closed above this important level here, and there is no much to work with structure wise looking left here. The only structures we do have are back here 2010. We have some structure that may act as support, as resistance, since it was support in the past. But the structure is still very bullish, and I think we still we should keep looking at going long on oil. But the question is it the right level here, or the move is overextended? Because after this break, the rally is very strong to the upside. We got this retest and continuation. So for me now, it start looking late to be a buyer, and I'm following this to see if we're gonna have some possible reversal now when we do have our first stop of divergence on the RSI. I usually wait for 3 divergence on the RSI, which mean I will be looking for another move like this, another top with divergence, before start looking for a shorting opportunities. Yeah. As for now, we do have only one top divergence. This may keep going higher. As we saw, we didn't have lots of structure. To trade with the trend, I think a retest back down toward the 62.50 area here could be a good level to take along. Or if we reach back down toward this major trend line, that would be another level to try to go long from. I'm not sure if we're gonna see that already next week. Yeah, so based on this divergence here, the price is at the extreme overbought, and now went back down and probably gonna give us a possible divergence. That's why I'm start looking for a possible shorting opportunities here. On the 4 hour, let me clean this RSI chart a little bit. On the 4 hour, we still do not have any real divergence yet. So we should be looking to 66.60 and see if we're gonna get a possible double top here and divergence on the RSI, and probably another bounce lower here. Short-term trade. You see this structure here may act as support and hold at this second inside trend line. Yeah, if this inside trend line got broken, then we may have a short-term possibility to short it toward this level or the major trend line before a continuation higher. So here you have some scenarios on how to play the oil. Forex, we do have Aussie Jappy on the chart here. Let's go to the weekly as well. You see that the area here where the price is hovering sideways 3-4 weeks, we've been going sideways, and the thing that we keep hovering at this high, never broke below this structure, make me look for a possible continuation here that we may break this major area now. Looking left, it is a very, very important resistance. If we go down to the daily, you see it more clearly which range I'm talking about inside this range here. So for next week, I think we should keep an eye on this structure here. If the price test this level down here, that we may see a possible bounce from this area here, yeah, back up toward these highs. So we should keep looking an eye on this range. Buy the lows, sell the highs in anticipation that we break one of the sides, either to the downside or continuation higher. The trend is, for now, seems to be an uptrend, a very strong move to the upside, and now we entered a consolidation period. The price at the moment is in the middle, almost in the middle of this range. That's why it's much better to wait to the price to reach the low or the high of this range and do business at those levels instead, yeah. 4 hours chart, nothing change here. We're still looking at the same levels as well, so there's no need to take any trades here inside this choppiness. But if you're holding a short, for example, then you should look for this area as a possible support level, 87.300 down here. Aussie USD, another very, very strong move to the upside. As you see, it have been going very fast to the upside, very shallow corrections, and seems like we need some corrections lower soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullish weeks in a row. The leg is very, very strong to the upside. RSI on the weekly is also at the overbought area. We are reaching a possible resistant level. This is like the last line of defense. We do have some levels up here that been tested last week. That's why I'm not looking to buy any continuation from here after so many green weeks in a row. And the thing that we are reaching this possible resistant level up here, and the RSI even on the weekly at the extreme overbought, make me start looking for a possible reversal at these areas. Now if we look at the RSI, we see that since this high and this high, we started having bearish divergence, as you see, like this, and between these highs and the last high, we do also have another divergence going on the RSI, looking at it like this, yeah. So the RSI could be our early signal that we may see some reversal. You see that we are trading above the monthly R2, which is a high level, very high level, and on the 4 hour, let me take this out. We were trying to make an example of a shorting of a double top here, but never got any signals yet until this last 4 hour candles last week on Friday. This could be profit taking candle, but even on the 4 hour, we do have also right now a very strong bearish divergence. Now this candle, we should not trust it as much, because as I said, this could be profit taking at the end of the week, and when closing position, you you may see that the price goes down because everyone want to sell the buy order they had, yeah. So as for now, it is still a bullish structure, but we do have these divergences to look at. We do have a possible double top. Any retest next week higher Any stop loss hunt here could be a good signal to try to take a short, and the first area should be the monthly R2. Looking left, this level may hold, and this inside trend line. We do as well have another major trend line down here, but that is a weekly and daily trend line we are talking about, so this trend line may take lots of time before it got reached. But if we really got a real reversal here, you see that the down risk is huge, and a longer term target on shorting if we got a nice and clear reversal here, a longer term shorting level and target could be this area down here. The monthly pivot point of this month could be a good target, nice structure that never been tested after this breakout. Euro Aussie did try to break higher last week, but got rejected at the monthly pivot point, and this previous structure we had this neckline, so it was an area of flip zone of support and resistance. As you see here, support broken and start acting as resistance. And last week at the break of this neckline here, I think there was lots of trader trapped inside this one here. A breakout trader did probably enter this breakout and got stuck, and we have had a very strong move to the downside the whole Friday last week, and I think there was a lot of stop loss that got triggered here and helped this on the way down. So for next week, I'm looking at any correction higher, any retest toward this level here could be a possible area to try to take another short, looking to reach these lows, or even better, the extreme low back down here at the monthly S1 to retest this level down here. Let's go back to the daily, and you see it more clearly. Is this area here gonna be an important support level? If we look left here, it was acting as good resistance in the past, support here. So if you are holding a short on Euro Aussie, I think you should be looking at this area or the monthly S1 as a possible trouble area. Euro Chief, those of you who follow me every week on YouTube when doing this session know that we've been talking about this wedge for a long time now, and we've been following and waiting this breakout since this candle here. We never got that until last week, when Euro Chief broke above the monthly R1, went back below that, couldn't make a higher high here, and then bearish all the way, broke below this dynamic support, the 20 moving average on the daily, broke out of this ascending wedge and gave us a very nice move to the downside. So the RSI is now at the extreme oversold already, testing to go even lower, but where the price is testing right now is an important and good level to look at for a possible bounce from this area. I'm looking to short, and I will be looking for a retest higher toward these this neckline here. If you look left, you see what I'm looking at, and that same level we do have the monthly pivot point. So any retest toward this area here could be a good level to try to take a short back down toward this level in anticipation to probably see a broke and continuation lower. The down risk on this one is huge. As you see, there is a lots of room. If we break this level, there's a lot of room back down toward these areas down here. This would be a great trade if it goes all the way, but at first we have this structure here to deal with. We have to see that broken as well, and on the 4 hour you see it much better why I think that we may have a possible bounce here from the monthly S1 and previous structure that been acting as good support and resistance in the past. Yeah, so this is the main idea, that we may see this hold short term, give us a bounce higher. That would be great, a retest of this broken structure, and then any bearish signal here to try to join this move to the downside in anticipation that we may break below this time and head lower. Euro JPY on the daily, you see that we're still hovering above this area here. We got this move to the downside, but we never got a continuation to break lower here. The price went back up all the way and went sideways for like 8 or 9 days. On the 4 hour, you see that we had a very good box play here, sell the highs, buy the lows, sell the highs, buy the lows. And last Friday we had a great major candle to the downside that tried to break below these levels and maybe continuing lower, but it got rejected, closed inside the box almost, and we got another 4 hours inside that candle now. So it is an important level where the price is right now. If this box to hold, then we may see this making another move to the upside and keep ranging. But I think with this major candle, the market was showing us its intention to go lower, and I would be looking for break below, retest, and possible continuation to retest the monthly S1. That would be great, since we never was able to break back above this level here, and after this consolidation period here, getting this major candle make me think that the market may want to go down below this box, break it, do a retest, and continuation lower toward this level. Even if that happens, if we go back to the daily, you see even if this happens and we test these levels, the main trend is still to the upside and would be not intact yet. But so many days we couldn't break above this last high, make it seems that the bulls are not in real control as they've been here on this couple of days. Okay, so that's why I'm thinking that we may see some correction lower and how to play it. Euro New Zealand, almost the same thing here. Had a push higher to break above, couldn't make it. Make another retest lower, another push higher to break above, and could not make it, which after the third test now, which making me start looking at this resistance as a strong resistance, and for next week that we may if we test this level once again to try to short it in anticipation to reach the bottom of the box down here. This level here have been acting as good support level. It is a sideways market, as you see. No continuation to the downside, no continuation to the upside, which make me start looking to trade this box until we have a breakout. On the 4 hour, you see it also clear here. Resistant, tested, broken, retested, and we are stuck sideways. Yeah, so any retest toward this level could be a possible sell level, targeting the monthly S1 and looking for a possible bounce from this level down here again if we reach that area. For a continuation higher, we want to see it making a break above this level, a retest that fails to hold below this area, then we may see a continuation higher. Yeah, as for now, after testing this high many times without breaking it, we should see this as a strong resistance and try to sell it if we reach it next week. EURUSD, this need a weekly look, and I'm looking at this chart, this major trend line that been tested one time here, two times here, and this now could be the third touch at this same area here. If we look at this level here, you see that we had some structure. This is a weekly structure here. We do also have, if we measure a Fibonacci retracement for this leg here, you see that we do have the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. And if we draw this Fibonacci move from the extreme high to this last low here, we do have also the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement at that same level. So we do have a Fibonacci cluster in this area by these two, the 38.2, which I like a lot, and the 61.8, which is the best Fibonacci retracement in my opinion. At that same level as well, we do have the yearly R1 pivot. So it is an important structure in my opinion, and we should be looking at this area as a possible resistant and possible reversal level. Let's go back to the daily. We had a good rejection last Thursday at the test of this area. It didn't really reach the trend line and this yearly R1 yet, but looking left, it was compared to this these bearish candle we had looking left. This is a big candle with a good rejection. It is a move of 172 pips, almost 1.37% to the downside. So it is a strong rejection, but that's all we have. We need a little bit more than that to trade against such a major uptrend, and we do have some bearish divergence on the RSI. As you see, the RSI is making lower highs since this move here. So we do have this top, and this third top, and here we have 1, 2, 3. All three are getting lower highs now. The price is of course back at the extreme overbought, and since we have this major important area, since we have this good rejection here, one could start looking for a possible at least possible correction back down. If you're holding a short from here, your first trouble area or your first take profit target should be this level here, 1.23 area. Could act as a possible support level here, and another bounce, probably making a double top scenario on the 4 hour with some divergence. That could be another reason to try to short it. But if the price, let's say that on the opening the price start going higher, any signal inside this red area here, any bearish evidence, depends on your rule, could be a good idea to try to short the EURUSD at this level, in my opinion. For a long continuation, one could look at this level down here as a possible long continuation, or a retest of this structure up here. So we do have some structure. We do have this one, we have this one, and we do have another stop back down here. We are at the daily chart, and if this low got broken, that may give us a signal that the uptrend is ending, and that may give us a signal for a deeper correction. Okay. Sterling Aussie, if we look left, we see that this area here, it is an important level, and it's not so strange that we had another rejection from this level. This neckline, this resistant in the past, another 3-4 times tested here. So it was an important level that was not able to break above. Thursday was rejection. Friday was a very strong rejection to the downside. We can look at this box here now and start thinking for a possible ranging inside this box. So for next week, a retest back higher here would be a good area to try to short it from, or that you look for this level here for a possible first area that we may see a bounce from back up to the upside. So we have this high, we do have this low here as a short-term level that you can work with. But now on the 4-hour, we broke this low, we broke another low here, we have a lower high here on this particular time frame. So I think any retest higher that cannot break these highs up here could give us another lower high, which mean a possible start of a good reversal to the downside that may break these levels, yeah. Based on this very major reversal and rejection last Friday. Okay. Sterling Chief, another possible longer term trade if we break below this structure here. Let me zoom out. As you see, this level here, it is a good important level way back to Brexit lows here. And now last week, Thursday and Friday, was a very strong bearish candles that broke outside of this trend line. If we make it a little bit bigger here, you see this last high never got broken and closed above. We had violations but no close above this high. You see the highs here are almost at the same level, all of them. And then Thursday, this major rejection, huge big candle that we didn't have such a big candle in a long term here until this one and this one here. So what we should be looking at is where the price is testing right now as a possible at least short-term support here. As I said, looking left, you know why this level is an important level, yeah. So short term, let's go down to the 4-hour. We may see that this level may hold, test a little bit lower to test these highs, these lows, sorry. But from here on, start looking for shorting opportunities, any retest of the trend line, or even higher, the deeper the better. I would try to short it back from these levels, especially if we were not able to break above this 4-hour high here. That would be a great signal if this high back here can hold this last high from last Friday, yeah, like this, in anticipation that we may break this one to the downside. So if we go down back up to the daily, you see that if this level that got broken, we do have a very good move to the downside. That would be this level here, would be the major support here on this pair. So very interesting. There is also some divergence, as you see, not so strong on the daily. And if we go to the weekly, you see that we have this possible double top here. Very interesting chart, and we should be playing this the right way. Wait for the break of this level, retest, and continuation. Sterling Jappy also broke down below this channel here, as you see. Since this up move here, the 20 moving average been acting as dynamic support. Last week on Friday it got broken, and we did test this top of this important box now. Let me crunch this chart a little bit for you. So we had this range going on the 4-hour, and last Friday we did a test of this level. It is still a possible buy level here, so keep an eye on this level here. You may get another bounce from this area here. The trend is still an uptrend. After this breakout, we have this our last high on the daily. So to call this a possible reversal, we want to see another lower high and another rejection, and of course we want to see it also to hold below inside this box and continue lower. As for now, the structure, as I said, still a bullish structure, and the price is testing a possible buy level, which is the top of this box. So go down to the 4-hour and keep an eye on this important level here. We may, as I said, we may see a possible bounce from this level here. For me, I will be looking for the retest of this broken 20 moving average on the 4-hour. If it fails to break back above it, shows a rejection signals on lower time frame, I probably would try to short it back down. Okay. Sterling USD, it is flying to the moon. We are trading at the monthly R5, which is very high level. Now this month's pivot points, they are very narrow also, so an R5 this month is like equal to probably R3 in a normal month. Let me show you what I mean. So if we put the pivot on the monthly and we show historic pivot, and let me put the monthly S3 here, you see that last month, these are the pivot of last month. So last month we had the R3 at this level. This month we do have the R5. So we have the R5 is inside. If we look down here, 1, 2, 3 pivot, all the pivot from this month are inside the S2 and R3 from last month. So we have a narrow pivot range, we have an inside month. That's why it was like easy to reach R5, since the pivots are very close to each others, but still it is a very high level. It is compared to an R3 from last month, and that is as well a very high level that usually the market does not close and stay above it. So you see the move is way strong and seems to be extended. Very shallow correction. It went up very fast. We've been looking at this channel to probably hold, that this high may hold, and a rejection from that. We never got that. And now, since it is so extended, I'm not interested to buy it yet. On the weekly, you see that we are almost back toward before Brexit levels. This was the Brexit week. So, of course, it is a very strong trend to the upside. But since we got a Fibonacci retracement of 78.6 as well, since the RSI is way overbought, and even on the daily we have also this rejection last Thursday and last Friday, one could start looking for a possible reversal at these highs. On the 4 hour, we do have our first lower high. We should be looking for our first lower low as well, which would be a break below this low here on this particular time frame, bounce back up, and probably a continuation. So as for now, we do not have any real signal yet. All we have is a lower high on this particular time frame, which is the 4 hour, and that may should not be a signal for shorting alone, because if you look left here we had some lower highs all the way, then we continue to trade higher. Yeah. So we do need this to start making lower lows and lower highs. So a couple of lower highs and a couple of lower lows, that would be a much better signal that this could be a longer term reversal to the downside. Back down toward the monthly R1 would be a good level, which never been retested after this broke to the upside. Okay, but come on guys, if you look at it, I'm not buying at this high. It's very, very high now, and for me to really start thinking of buying this thing, this would be a retest back down here, then probably I would consider a buy, no matter how weak the dollar is. New Zealand CAD, we had this try to break above this level here, could be a possible stop loss hunt, but Wednesday was a clear signal that strong bears did enter this market. Thursday make a try to go higher, couldn't make it, and Friday like an indecision candle back below the monthly R1. Now since we are back below the monthly R1, I'm start getting interested that we may see some reversal. So for me, next week, after this major candle on the bad news for the New Zealand, any retest toward these levels here could be a possible shorting opportunity in my opinion, and the struggle area could be this level here as a first level of problem, and if broken, then of course you see there is lots of room to the downside. So based on this very strong candle and those sideways movement here, we couldn't break higher, and that we are back below the monthly R1, which is an important level. I think I would keep looking toward this area for any possible shorting opportunities. Yeah, you see the 20 moving average been acting as very good support and resistant, dynamic support and resistance, as you see, been respecting very well. So now we broke below it. Any retest toward the 20 moving average on the 4 hour could be a possible shorting opportunities if no new fundamentals enter this market. New Zealand USD as well as the Aussie USD, very strong move to the upside, did test this high as you see to the pip before it reversed. Looking left, the same level, there was no maybe a pip or so higher, but yeah, This reversal was also very strong. Good rejection back down. It couldn't hold below monthly R2, which make me start thinking that we may continue higher, but it is a high level. I would not buy it here. Maybe short term, yeah, you can find some buying opportunity for a continuation, but we should see this level now as a possible resistant level, and the next level is a little bit higher. But it is a clear rejection here. We should start looking for a possible reversal, major candle here, start making lower highs, but we never broke below these trend lines here. Let me take off this one. We don't need it because I have one already on the 4 hour. So as you see, guys, the reversal area is this level, the monthly R2. We tried to break below it, but went back up all the way above it. This area is now a very important level, because if this could be any reversal, we want to see it to break and hold below this level, at least a 4 hour candle like this one, but we want it to close below, give us a retest that failed to go higher, and then you can look for a possible reversal toward the first level. Would be the monthly R1 looking left. This area here may act as a good support as a first level, and if broken, of course, there is more to the downside. So as for now, a little bit of cautious and patience before you short this one, because the structure is actually still a bullish structure, but that may be a bullish structure that losing momentum, and that is a level where we do have some very strong rejection at. Yeah, if this to continue higher next week, any retest toward this level could be an area to look at as a possible shorting area back down toward monthly R2 as well. Okay, USD CAD broke below previous structure. As you see, we broke below all these lows. Thursday we found some support, but Friday went back down. I think, looking at the daily, that we may keep continuing lower on this pair, and that we may also reach the lows back down here. Yeah, so as for retest of broken structure, we had one retest here and a continuation, and this level here now is a very low level, since we are between monthly S1 and monthly S2, so we cannot, I would not short it at when the price is so low here. So any retest to this structure here and bearish evidence, that could be a good and possible level, and the best level would be any retest of these levels up here. Yeah, to try to shorting from that area. So the trend is clear now to the downside after we broke below this consolidation area here. Very strong move to the downside. Now we broke below these lows here. To start thinking long on USD CAD, I want to see the price go all the way above the monthly S1 retest, then there is a possible continuation toward this broken structure that actually never got retested really. Yeah, as you see, we had a bounce here, but never a retest of the structure itself. Okay, so that would be my way to long this pair. If it goes back above the monthly S1 retested, fail to broke below it, then a continuation. USD Jappy, we are trading now at the lows of this 1 year long range, if not more. And of course we are back at that important level, the 1880, 1850 area here. The move is, as you see, very, very strong and extended. RSI at the extremes. It is a clear, strong, bearish trend, but since we are trading at the bottom of the range, we should be careful in shorting this pair at these lows here. It's like shorting against support. So we do still have the 1.830 as a possible support, and the next level, or the last level of defense, is back down here, the 107.30 area. This is the extreme low before this pair. If this got broken, you see, looking left, there is a lots of room to the downside. But once again, guys, where the price is testing right now is a possible support, where we may at least see a bounce back up toward these these broken structure back down here, back up here, sorry, around the monthly S2. So we are trading way below the monthly S2 and at a possible support, so that's why I would not be looking to short this level yet. Before we see it broken, retested, then there is a possibility for more down. The first level that would be a good level to short from is, of course, this area, a retest to monthly S2 and this broken structure. That would be a good level to try to short from, as you see. So for next week, we may see some consolidation in this lower range ahead of the NFP. That is very, very possible that we see something like that. And the last pair is Bitcoins. Since last time or the time before that, we've keep talking about the 9,000 level and this area here, the 12.5, as a possible support and resistant level. So we do have this range now for Bitcoin, and we are trading inside this box. Last week we had a nice shorting opportunity on this leg to the downside, but we never got a break below here, and we have another minor range now going on, as you see, this box here. The best level to work with is, of course, if Bitcoins do another retest to this area toward the 1300 maybe, that we could try to short it from that level, or if we reach the 9,000, that is also another good level for a possible bounce. I'm still thinking that if the 9,000 got broken here, this level, then the next level should be this level here as a possible support, and below that is the 5,000 level. As far as we are not breaking above these highs here, we could keep try to short this important structure up here. To go long on Bitcoins, you wanted to do a break of these highs here that go like this, then a retest, then there is a possibility for more upside. As for now, to trade with the trend, I think your best shot would be the retest of this structure once again, and then you short it in anticipation to reach the 9,000 once again. Okay? Yeah, that was the last pair. We are back to the Dixie. As usual, guys, I'll give you a couple of minutes if you have any questions or any charts you want me to look at. So yeah, if you have any questions, please write them in the chat. I will drink some water and get back to you and see if we have any questions. While waiting, why not click the like button if you didn't do it yet? So guys, I don't see any questions in the chat. That's mean we can call it a day, I think. Thanks a lot for joining me today, and yeah, I hope you all have a great trading week next week. Okay, Aussie, New Zealand, someone is asking. Let's see. Was about to tell you bye bye guys, but let's do Aussie New Zealand as well. We had those of you who follow me on Telegram got this trade idea, I think. What was the day? Yeah, it was somewhere next week, last week, when we were talking about this flag here, that we may see a break of the flag and continuation. Yeah, so we got that break out now. We see it much better on the 4 hour. It was a clear, very nice textbook flag that got broken, and I think the easiest way now is to look for a retest of this breakout. That I think that may happen now, that we see a retest of the monthly pivot point. That would be the first level to try to take along toward these highs up here. This would be the first structure of trouble, and that may act as a possible resistance, at least short term. But now, since we broke above this range here, the lower range, I think that there is a possibility for a possible correction lower, retest, and back higher here. We can also draw a possible Fibonacci retracement for this leg that broke above the flag only, and see if we have any confluence areas. So it seemed that the 618 Fibonacci is somewhere around this area. That could be a possible level to work with, and we do have the 50% retracement as well at the same level at the monthly pivot point. So this should be your kill point here. Any correction toward this level, one could start looking for a possible bullish evidence for a possible continuation after this breakout now. Another higher high here. So yeah, targeting this these highs up here. Okay. Yes, George, that was Aussie New Zealand. We've done it already. That is my idea about this pair, guys. Okay. Now I don't see anything else in the chat, and thank you very much, guys. See you out there. If you're not following me on Telegram, Facebook, and Twitter. I do have all of them in the below this video. We do have all the links. Just click on the links and click follow, because I do send a lot of free stuff over Telegram and Facebook and all the Twitter, Instagram, TradingView that you can get benefit of for free. So see you next week, guys, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.